the last thing we're going to talk to you about is the Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 motto. And these are good to learn because not only are they kind of cool, but I very frequently ask them as extra credit points on your vocabulary test. So out of Chapter 1 is E pluribus unum, one from many. And this is literally E means out of, and then unum, one. If you know any Spanish, remember uno, dos, tres, one. And then pluribus, many. So pluribus looks kind of like the word plural, right? Okay, out of one, or one from many. And this is the motto on the United States of America seal. And it's actually adapted from a guy, a really famous guy, Virgil. And when he wrote in Latin, from his writings. So if you take a look, the shield is composed of 13 stripes representing the 13 colonies joined into one single body, which is the Congress. Remember they called it the Continental Congress? That was a coming together sort of thing. It wasn't like the Congress like we know it today. So it's called a Congress. The shield is, if you can see it, the American eagle is wearing the shield, and it represents that the U.S. ought to rely on her own virtue. Now the olive branch here on the left and the arrows right here on the right represent the power of peace and war, which really, do you know who's supposed to be in charge of that? A president is never to declare war without actually being passed through Congress. So Congress has both the right for peace and for war. And then, of course, if you can check right here, it's the constellation of the 13 stars above the eagle represents the new country, the 13 original states, taking its place in the universe among all the other sovereign powers, because you can kind of see there's some clouds there and things like that. So the people who created these seals actually put a really lot of thought into them, and almost all of them were highly educated, so they knew Latin. So what they did is they put these seals together based on what they knew of Latin. So the second one from Chapter 2 is Annuit Coeptis. He has favored our undertakings. So do you recognize this? It's the reverse side. So this is on the first side, E pluribus unum. On the reverse side of the seal of the United States is Annuit Coeptis. Of course, you can look at it and realize that it's also on the back side of the dollar bill. And Annuit Coeptis means he has favored our undertakings. So the guy who designed it, Charles Thomson, he was the designer of the Great Seal, and it was all the way back adopted in 1782, so relatively close to the beginnings of the United States. So he put so much symbolism into this design, and this is his explanation. So the pyramid is a symbol of strength. The eye over the pyramid and the motto Annuit Coeptis refer to the interposition of God on behalf of the American cause. So back in the beginning of the United States, they really felt that it was God who led them here and God who allowed them to, during the Revolutionary War and fight off the British. So they gave credit to God for that. And I know that it kind of looks like conspiracy theory, and I can't remember what they call that. Anyway, but this is actually what this is from. So the date in Roman numerals, do you see this right here? MDCCLXXVI. That actually is 1776 in Roman numerals. Of course, that was the Declaration of Independence. And the words Novus Ordo Seclorum. So do you see that here at the bottom? He has more words in Latin. And that refers to the beginning of the new American era, which is a new order, Novus Ordo of the ages. Seclorum, Novus Ordo Seclorum. Anyway, so there you go. Memorize those. That will give you extra credit points.